Hello and welcome back to TED Talks Truth and Reality about what your absolute, unique, one-of-a-kind individuality really means. Several months ago, a series on the source of the cosmos began, attempting to give rhyme, reason, meaning, and purpose to truth and reality to our cosmos. Science isn't in conflict with the God thing. It does more to substantiate and support the existence of a creative force than do the speculation, conjecture, or the assorted collection of mortal opinions and guesses popping up throughout history. That series gave substance to beginning all things seen as well as unseen. My discussions with you and the source of you will take you into the mental world of all the concepts and opinions and ideas and experiences that comprise your unique view of and on the outside world, the cosmos. A world we all attempt to decipher and understand during our brief visit on Earth. In the grand scheme of things, and in the grand scheme of the cosmic mind, our time here on Earth doesn't even register on the flowing time clock mind of the Creator. And by Creator, I mean the original source of all there was, is, or forever shall be. Our flash on the physical stage is but a blink of the eye to and for the cosmic mind force. That original, all-encompassing source creating all things and stuff, seen and unseen. And by stuff I mean all the material possessions we believe we need and must have during our sojourn here on Earth. Throughout these discussions I will use the terms seen and unseen. In actuality, I'm referencing the physical and spiritual aspects of truth and reality. The seen is the physical, objectified, finite view of truth, and the unseen is the spiritual, subjectified, infinite view of reality. Slowly and gradually you will grow to understand the importance of these two contrasting aspects, physical self and spiritual self, and you will grow to comprehend that both aspects compose and are corresponding manifestations of the conceptual components of physical truth and spiritual reality. Gradually, as you become more aware of your unique self, you will comprehend that there is the Creator, and it's the Creator's overall actual truth with its unwavering reality that runs the world and the cosmos. And then there is your personal perspective of your me-first reality that takes on personalized form and individualistic shape and allows personal interpretation to exist and function, but always under the strict guidelines or mandate of the one prevailing law of creation, and that is, for every action there is an equal and balanced opposite reaction. At times we tend to forget that fact because selfism pushes this truth into the margins of our lives and out of our hearts. What goes down does go round, and karma can be a terrible thing to face when the time is due to pay the piper. And at times, under the unconscious spell of selfism, we blindly tend not to do the right thing, and therefore inadvertently influence the unconscious souls encountered during our journey here on Earth in the wrong direction, and the direction you selfishly view to be correct and right. About now you may ask yourself, what does any of this have to do with me and my view of an overall outside cosmos? The answer is everything, entirely and absolutely everything. Your unique, special view of all things and stuff outside your mind is absolutely 100% different from anyone else's mental viewpoint living or who has ever lived on earth now or in the past. Listen to that statement again and remember it throughout these series of talks. You are a one-of-a-kind and so special and so unique that no one, past, present, or future, will ever see the outside physical reality from the same mental perspective as you. Your reality is just that, your unique, one-of-a-kind viewpoint on reality. That previous statement forms a key premises of what we are going to talk about during our time together. And to help me demonstrate the validity and veracity for the basis of this conclusion, I am going to employ the help of the man who thought up this physical theory of relativity. Albert Einstein proved that no two individuals can occupy the same exact physical space at the same exact moment in time, therefore causing every single soul who has ever lived or who will ever live in a physical form to perceive an observed phenomenon from different unique angles, and therefore see, evaluate, and make conclusions based on unique personal mental views of that physical phenomenon. And I believe this applies to any outside data absorbed by an individual through any of their physical senses. No matter how close any two individuals are in thought and opinion, all observed or experienced material will be perceived and digested into a person's mind from slightly different physical viewpoints on life and become tagged and marked by a person's personal belief system. A view of the outside world becomes fashioned and honed from this collection of special, unique sights, touches, sounds, tastes, or aromas of reality. You see truth your way, and others see truth and perceive reality from their own unique collection of thoughts and experiences and views of the outside world. To help illustrate this truth, let me relate a humorous story that emphasizes this reality. Back in the 80s, I had a restaurant, and I had a gentleman that worked for me, Donnie, who was unique and different and was our dishwasher. And each time he cleaned the dishwashing room, it was either 100% clean or somewhere in between good and bad. And I asked him one day, I said, Donnie, why don't you clean it the same every time? And he said, I do, boss, but some days I don't feel like doing it any better and I just stop and quit. I said, why don't you sort of form a routine and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, follow the steps and do it that way every day? He said, I'll try that tonight, and I guarantee that it'll be the best it's ever been. So later on that evening, he tapped me on his shoulder, called me into the dishwashing room, and said, I dare you to find anything dirty or wrong in this dishwashing room. He said, I've cleaned it better than it's ever been cleaned before. However, because I was a foot taller than him, and as I walked into the dishwasher room, I saw that on top of the dishwasher, which he couldn't see, was a collection of lint, dust, and some grime. But he continued to tell me that he guaranteed that it was clean beyond a shadow of doubt. And I said, were you willing to bet on this, jokingly? And he said, yeah, I bet you my paycheck. He said, I bet you 2 paychecks. I said, would you bet your life on it? He said, yes, I would. He said, I'm that sure that my view of my reality is 100% absolutely correct, and you won't find anything wrong with it. So on that statement, I took my finger, rubbed it along the cross of the top of the dishwasher, and showed him my reality and his reality were 2 different angles of viewing the same exact room. he hung his head and was disappointed. I said, don't worry, Donnie, that's the best it's ever been. So just the next time, remember that look on top of the machine and you will be 100% guaranteed correct in your view, and I will agree with it. Well, that's the way life is. Each of us sees something from our own peculiar, special, one-of-a-kind viewpoint. And we conflict and argue and battle and actually go to war over this conflict. Now, I want you to really think about this before we get to our next important discussion, because it is the key for what goes forward from this point on. And that is, each of us, absolutely each of us, is special, unique, and one of a kind until we become brainwashed and programmed and conditioned into believing someone else's viewpoint is better than ours. Therefore, we need to command our own individuality. And that's what our discussions will be about as we go forward. So please think long and hard about this demonstration or this illustration I just gave you, because when you go forward from today on, you will see that everyone sees something different and from a different angle than you. So until we meet again, Godspeed.